কলকাতার রাজভবনে একতা দিবস কর্মসূচি হিসেবে সর্দার প্যাটেলের প্রতি শ্রদ্ধা জ্ঞাপন অনুষ্ঠান পালন করা হলো। এই অনুষ্ঠানে রাজ্যের মাননীয় গভর্নর সিভি আনন্দ বোস অনুষ্ঠানটিতে অংশগ্রহণ করেন।
As an old man among the group, I would say the two things which Patel wanted the United Service officers to take care of. One is being good to the people and being above corruption. Is it the case now? I would say with a lot of regrets that there has been a slowdown in those two issues. There should never be felt the person, an ordinary man who comes to the government office, if he still feels he is like Abhimanyu in Chakravyuha, who is responsible for this? The IAS and IPS and ordinary service officers who still believe they are in the world of ICS, they are responsible for this. This kind of neo-feudalism has to change. Our first duty is to the people, our second duty is to the people, our third duty is to the people. As Gurudev said, people are Bharat Bhagya Vitata, dispensers of India's destiny, not the officers. I think on this day, when we are remembering the valiant son of India, this is something which we all of us have to take ourselves. Yes, we know between us and some other countries which became independent, in India, we have an army for the state. In the some neighboring countries, they have a state for the army. This has not come here because the great democratic traditions which have been enshrined in our mind by great leaders like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. What is in one sentence that the great Sardar has contributed to India? Sardar has contributed to India. He made every man feel, I belong not to the north or the south or the east or the west. I belong to the whole of India and the whole of India belongs to me. That is the message which the great Sardar has taught us. We have nothing to give him in return. As I said, this room, throne room, which of course is a throne room in democracy, will now be called Sardar Patel Unity Hall or Ekata Akash. Number 2, to study the work and teachings and the deeds of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and to do authentic research into that. Rajbhavan will constitute a Sardar Patel chair which will be powered or propelled by the Calcutta University. On your behalf, on behalf of the millions and millions who adore Sardar Patel, who gave India a soul, he had an iron fist in velvet clothes. That is what democracy needs now. India is a great country. We should assert we are a great country. India is a strong country. We should assert that India is a strong country. Patel will be honored. Patel did not want a defined or a dependent India. He wanted an India which is ready to live so that humanity may not die. That is the India of the dreams which Patel had. That is the India towards which we should progress. Thank you very much. We send our homages, 3 cheers and salutations, the great memory of India's proud son, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Thank you.
Harshvardhan Shringla, Chief Coordinator G20 and the former Foreign Secretary of India. Second, to Sri Shantanu Roy Chaudhary, eminent singer. Third, Payali Basak, mountaineer who scaled Mount Everest without the use of supplemental oxygen. And lastly, to Baby Halda, whose autobiography became a game-changing bestseller in the world, which depicts her life growing up as a domestic worker. Thank you.
Colleagues and friends, at the outset, let me pay our humble homage to the Iron Man of India, who kept this country intact in the days immediately preceding independence, who ensured that the nation remains as one, where, as Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore taught us, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. I have something very unique to share with you. Sardar Patel, as the Iron Man of India, the doer and shaker, the one who could always do and dare when others stand and stare, is all known to you. After my retirement from the Indian Administrative Service, I was placed as the first fellow of the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, Missouri. My task was to interview and interact with the various officers in the Indian Administrative Service who had their day and ceased to be. Many persons who held the helm of affairs in various places, including former cabinet secretaries, secretaries to the Prime Minister and others. And some even became ministers from their own repute. One thing which appealed to me was how Sardar Patel groomed up the All India services. About the All India services, they are the descendants of the much honored Indian Civil Service ICS of those days. When the ICS was created, Macaulay said they will try to take the best and the brightest in the empire, and some of them were. Let us not forget that among the so-called best and the brightest was a young man from Kolkata. His name was Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. He got into IAS on his own merit. He threw away the ICS, because he found his nation is bigger than his career. That also happened here. I remember when the young Netaji, as an ICS officer, came to call on the Governor General, as was customary in those days, as is customary even now, to call on your superiors. He had a folded umbrella in his hand. That was a mark of a young Bengali. They said, you can enter the portals of the this Rajbhavan, but we will not allow you to carry the folded umbrella. Netaji said, this folded umbrella is a symbol of the self-esteem of a Bengali youth. If I cannot enter the portals without umbrella, I do not want to enter it. This is a building in which it took place. Those portals, the grand portico as they call it, has now been renamed as Netaji Bose Portico. And here, this is called a throne room. No, it is not the throne room. The throne was overthrown by none other than leaders like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. We are going to change the name of this room as Sardar Patel Ekata Kutch. This room will never be throne room or throne room. This will be known as Sardar Patel Ekata Kutch, Sardar Patel Unity Room. Now, coming to first person singular, I had the good fortune to interact with some of my senior colleagues who were in the first batch of the Indian Administrative Service. As I said, they are descendants of the Indian Civil Service. Of the Indian Civil Service, it is said, before they were sent to India as an ICS officer, the ICS officers were taught two golden rules by the British. Rule 1, an ICS officer is always right. Rule 2, if an ICS officer goes wrong, Rule 1 will apply. Even today, their descendants in the Indian IAS or the IPS, some of them at least, try to be like the ICS. That is, believing that or making others believe an IAS officer is always right. If he is found wrong, Rule 1 will apply. That has to change. That changed. Sardar Patel was very clear about that. The Sardar was asked, these ICS officers, they are the ones who issued the arrest warrants against you and the national leaders. We should teach them a lesson. Sardar Patel, with his farsightedness and magnanimity, he replied, we should not teach them a lesson, we should learn a lesson from them. He said, if they can keep the Raj together, they can also be the dispensers of Swaraj. As Gurudev said, dispensers of India's destiny, Bharat Bhagya Vidana. That is how the All India Service was created by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And every day, every evening, the Iron Man, the Home Minister of India, he would go to the probationers, spend time with them. At that time, the IAS Academy was called IAS School, IAS Training School. The school was located not in Missouri as it is there now. The school was located on the beautiful banks of the Yamuna in New Delhi, the Metcalf House. He would visit the Metcalf House almost every evening to share with the youngsters what his thoughts and dreams were about the free India. He told them only two things. We will give you power, wealth, creature comforts, everything we will give you. And the nation demands only two things from you, the All India Service Officers. Number one, you should be